welcome back to a new vlog. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, so I have my little heart robe on. I got my little heart lights in the background. I mean, we got the hearts hanging right there. Anyways, I just love the aesthetic of Valentine's Day. We have Galentine's Day the day after Valentine's Day because you guys know, friends are our priority, yourself, you're a priority. Like, you don't have to have a significant other to love Valentine's Day. I feel like Valentine's Day gets such a bad rep. There's just so much negativity that people always surround it by, like, oh, you don't need love, like you don't need a significant other. I just feel like Valentine's Day, everyone is always hating on it. They're like, it's the most stupidest holiday, it's pointless. I love it, and it really is, I feel like, the only holiday that really prioritizes self-care in a way. When you think about it, if you take the significant other away from it, you're usually maybe having your favorite meal, whether that is going out to dinner, ordering takeout, cooking for yourself. You know, you do try to look a little bit cute, and little bit cute doesn't mean putting on a dress, okay? It could mean just putting on your favorite lotion, doing a face mask, and putting on PJs and watching your favorite little movie, or, you know, having a little girls' day, you know, doing your nails, doing all of that. I just love how Valentine's Day, I don't know, again, prioritizes in a way self-care. It's such a cute holiday, and I think it's because I just love pink, I love reds, I love all those tones. And obviously, I mean, look at this robe. It is so cute. I found it at the thrift store like 5 years ago, by the way, and it is still to this day my favorite robe because it has kind of like that towel-esque material. So I mean, by the time you see this, it will be Valentine's Day will be over. Don't ever feel like you need to have a significant other to have fun on Valentine's Day, okay? I mean, listen, I'm all about holidays. I don't care that it's like, oh, it's just a stupid way for like the companies to make blah 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 money, where you need flowers and you need chocolate. Those things obviously don't really matter. Don't feel bad if you don't have a significant other to spend it with, because you have yourself. Valentine's Day, I feel like, is an excuse to prioritize yourself and be selfish and not feel bad about it. And I also think it's one of those holidays where you've got to lower your expectations. I feel like that's where people get so negative. They're like, I don't need a day with my significant other to feel loved. You know, we feel loved every day. Okay, that's great. I'm not putting pressure on James to do this huge elaborate thing. 9 times out of 10, we don't really do anything for Valentine's Day, if we're being honest, but that is because our anniversary is like 3 days after that. Is it 14? No, it's 4 days after that. Even that aside, like, I don't like Valentine's Day because I like to spend it with James. We've been together for almost 6 years, but 6 years before that, I was also pretty much single. I mean, I was in a relationship for like 2 years. The rest, I was always by myself. So I've always still loved Valentine's Day by myself. I don't have any expectations for James to throw this huge elaborate, like, I don't care. Bye. Go away. I love it. Again, for me, that's why I love Valentine's Day so much, because I don't feel guilty about being selfish and doing things for me. I don't feel guilty about saying no that day. I don't feel guilty about going mute and just doing my own thing. And now, granted, again, I am like spending it with James. Before that, I mean, I had pretty much 21 years of Valentine's Day by myself. It's one tip that I have for you guys: lower your effing expectations for Valentine's Day when it comes to your significant other, and just do things for yourself. Now, obviously, if you have a significant other and you want to do like cute little things, yeah, do that, but don't expect like a huge grand gesture in a way. And if you don't get that, don't be upset. Lower your damn expectations. Put yourself first. You'll never be upset. The worst thing you can do is have expectations from other people, which is like the dumbest thing ever. You can't control other people, but you know what you can control? Yourself. You can control what you do for yourself. If you want to be upset or get angry because someone didn't do something for you, first, maybe let's reevaluate what's happening there, or maybe there's no communication, or stop expecting things. I feel like you need to be your #1 supporter, and when you're your #1 supporter, you don't get like upset. Anyways, I did go to Trader Joe's today. I did have a couple appointments. I got my teeth checked, got my eyes checked for that diabetes. What is my vlog unless I have some sort of grocery haul? I mean, honestly, it is one of my favorite self-care things to do, is just go out and buy food. I just love, especially Trader Joe's, I love going and looking at all the new stuff that they have. Starting with this lavender laundry detergent, some coconut water, and then I've never seen this. I think this is a new item. It smells actually really good. It has a little bit of a hint of vanilla, some eggs. It's literally impossible to get eggs. The fact that this was $4 for 6 is insane. I got this last time, and honestly, this is like the best toasted bread ever. I'm obsessed. Some pizza sauce and pizza dough, because tomorrow is Valentine's Day, so James and I are gonna make a little pizza. Side note, Trader Joe's stopped carrying vegan pepperoni, which is evil, so I ended up just getting this beefless ground beef to make with that, and then also some mushrooms to throw on top. I got some tomatoes, a cucumber, some broccoli, we have some green beans, this Mexican style cheese blend, again to put with the pizza, butter lettuce, you guys know I am obsessed. This chili onion hummus, so freaking bomb, I forgot they had this. Another one of my staples that I always get, another one, I ran out of this, and then I love these to throw on to little salads, almost like croutons. And then I got some strawberries because Valentine's Day is in a couple days and we are doing our own like DIY drinks to bring, so I needed those as kind of like a topping. These are some of my favorite frozen items to get. I always repeatedly purchase this. Egg frittata is so good. Again, you guys know with my jasmine rice. I got some salted edamame. I've literally been getting this since college. It was my go-to snack, and then I put a bunch like their chili onion crunch that they have. I love mixing it with that, some soy sauce, these little vegetable medleys because I like to throw in these and make like a little egg scramble, some salmon because I love having it with actually the butter lettuce, and the vegan creamy dill dressing, some lemons for my hot lemon water. I love just regular beans, and then this because I'm so lazy, I hate chopping things up, so this is also a great additive whether again I'm making an omelet or just throwing it into a salad. I got these chocolate croissants and these mini heart cookies to put in James's like Valentine's Day thing tomorrow. My go-to chocolates at night, I love this sunflower cup and this almond, and then also these perfect bars. Peanut butter is probably one of my favorite flavors aside from the coconut, and then I've never had this, looked so good. It's the cookie butter that really drew me in, and it says new and softer, so I was like okay. And then the last thing is just gonna be this black cherry vanilla. So I pretty much just made this all that I talked about. I threw in that onion, the carrots, the celery, the butter lettuce, the dressing. I haven't really mixed it all completely, the full pack of salmon, and then again I'm using these as kind of little croutons, and this took me literally 10 seconds to make. It is just so freaking good. Oh, I also added red pepper flakes. I'm not gonna lie, it has been a couple weeks later, but I finally finished this room. It's not perfect, right? But I worked with the stuff that I had, and honestly, I cannot stress this enough. If a place in your room is constantly getting messed up, your clothes are always all over the place, your jewelry is always all over the place, it's more than likely because you don't have a good organization system. And it got to the point where my beauty room, it was so bad. There was just stuff everywhere. I would put things back and then I would find it like 2 days later, just a literal disaster, and I would just keep piling stuff, and I was like, okay, we gotta do something. So I kind of switched this room out around from my last vlog. I worked with what I had. My desk that I found at the thrift store for $10, I was like, I do not need another desk. Like, why do I need a desk? I have two. I need this specifically for the organizing system. So I want to show you how I kind of organized all the jewelry and just little bits and pieces of how I kind of switched this room around. Now obviously almost everything that I'm about to show you is thrifted. I'm not joking, aside from probably this gold coat rack that was a hand-me-down from Hannah's. Even all of my jewelry, it's all costume jewelry. You know, obviously I would never parade expensive jewelry. I don't even think I have expensive jewelry, if I'm being honest. Like literally all of it is thrifted jewelry. As you guys know, I went to the thrift store today because I had to get my blood drawn, and I was like, oh, let me peep in, and I found 4 rings, $2 each, and I'm just obsessed because again, I'm in my ring era. So I've really been collecting, and I feel like I have a good organization system down with my jewelry now. I probably had it organized like this for a little over a week now. I'm putting my jewelry back. I know exactly where everything goes. When I get ready now, it's so easy, and it's almost like fun again. Like I feel like I get to customize my outfit every day. I will still be doing a closet clean out. Like I'm not even gonna lie though, I have been donating a lot of stuff. I think the past month I've gone and donated 4 times. As I get older, I'm now, if I see something in my area that I don't like, I have a little bag in the back of my car, and I'm like, immediate donation. You guys saw I got rid of so much furniture. I'm kind of doing that with everything, which is crazy to say because I still have so much stuff. Like sometimes when I do my outfit of the days, I get comments being like, girl, where do you put all of these clothes? And it's literally because I have a good organization system, and I'm always cycling things out, because usually when I find something at the thrift, I'll go home and I'll see something, I'm like, this doesn't really serve me, and then I'll just donate it again. So it's like a constant cycle of all of my stuff. But let me actually show you. So when you kind of walk in, I still have a couple of my Playboys down here, and then everything in here is still pretty much kept the same from the last time I showed you guys this. I did switch a couple things out. Like right here, I added another little pink book just to, you know, tie in with everything pink. I tried to keep this on theme and really tie in with all the pinks, because there was no way to make it look aesthetic aesthetic because I have so many different aesthetics. And again, I'm working with what I have, and this is a hutch that I found at the thrift. I believe it was $12. And then of course I have my little knockoff Sunny Angel there, just like little trinkets that I found. And then when we move on, again, it's not perfect, but I'm working with what I have. A lot of it honestly doesn't even really make sense, but I finally displayed a lot more of my Playboys because I wasn't loving how they were all hidden, so I just kind of kept it here. And then I did add finally my mirror. I never actually had my mirror hung. It was always leaning and I could never actually properly see my outfits. So now finally I have this here. And then when I move over here, this is actually the desk that I was talking about that I found at the thrift store that I had to bleach and stuff because it had mold. It was just a whole process, but it ended up working out. And this is where I kind of display everything. This is like this on its side because it's broken, and if I move it up, it's gonna leak. So I have to figure out a way to glue that. It's not gonna stay here, but this is pretty much how I have all of my jewelry organized. There is a method, I promise. All this stuff back here is more beachy ones. This over here is more indie necklaces. This right here, it's necklaces that have a big charm to it, and then these are my more like dainty ones. This one I just recently found at the thrift 2 weeks ago, literally $1. And then right here I have kind of my choker chains, kind of my delicate ones, and then back here is all the ones that have a thicker chain. So now I could easily be like, oh, I need this type of necklace. Right here I have all of my chokers. We have a couple just random ones right here that didn't really have a place. My bangles, all of my little fake pearls. We have some regular earrings, and then this is my favorite part. This is where I have all of my fun little jewelry organized. So I have my bracelets right here, all of my fun rings. I have my beaded rings, beaded bracelets, my more tropical ones, my thick silver rings, my really thick silver rings that have like crazy ass ones like that, like this one right here I just found at the thrift today. And then we have more bracelets and these, and like as you can see, it's just so fun. I love looking at this. And then in the second drawer, it's where I keep all my sunglasses because I had them in a box and I realized I never use them. And I'm like, why do I not do that? And then in this drawer, I have more of all of my kind of juicy couture that are in the boxes. We have my more thicker bangles, all of my silver like fun dangly ones, just things that are in boxes. I have a lot of heart-shaped costume jewelry, raggedy ass chair. I want to get leopard material from Joann's or something and kind of reupholster it because this is just disgusting. And this is how I have all of my perfume displayed like that. Don't worry, the sun is not always shining on it because you shouldn't like actually have the sun directly be on your perfumes and heat and stuff. I just have the window open just so you guys can see it a little bit better. And then we have my black boots, this little Playboy pillow that Hannah got me for Christmas. We have the Dump 'em Juicy one. This just to make it a little bit more early 2000s. Again, I wouldn't necessarily say this is my interior aesthetic if you guys of course saw my bedroom and things like that, but it's where I get dressed and I like to keep things a little bit more fun. And again, I'm working with what I have. Here is that bar cart finally with all of this stuff. Again, it's pretty random, but it just works for now. I have my hat there. We have my coat rack. And yeah, that is pretty much it with how I decided to do this little corner. It's not perfect. It's not even really aesthetic looking, but it makes it really fun to get dressed up in here. And yeah. Finally caved and got these 2 shower organizers off Amazon, and I'm so glad I got extra large because this looks like literally a small. I can only imagine what the small look like. It's gonna replace this situation. I feel like this just collects dirt and dust and it's a bitch to clean, so the other one will be way better. Completely forgot that you need to let this sit for 24 hours, so I have this little Cricut squeegee and I'm just getting all of the air bubbles out. Listen, Amazon got me and I had to order one more, but the problem is I couldn't just order one and I wanted them all to match, and the ones that I got only came in pairs of 2, so that was great. So I had to order another one and it ended up working out because I just used one for that, and then the spare one I put in the other bathroom because I was like, wait, when James like redoes that shower, he can just put it in there. So yeah, I want to show you how it looks all neat and organized. You can already see like an immediate difference. This middle is James's. He literally has, I'm not joking, I think 6 body washes. He refuses to get rid of any of them. Up here I have my shampoo, conditioner, conditioner, body wash. I like how the side thing, I can hold the scalp scrubs, and then I still have my razor hung on right there. I like how I could hang my loofah right there, and then, you know, I keep my scrub, some of my face wash stuff here, but I keep it right there mainly. But yeah, I just feel like it looks so much more aesthetically pleasing. Side note, I went to my parents last week and my mom had this in her shower and it smelled so good, so I was like, okay, let me get it. It's this cocoa butter and vanilla by Native, and it's a moisturizing body wash. I love this. You guys know I love a good like coconutty vanilla scent, and this one honestly pretty bomb. Guys, it's a rainy day and I need to share with you this homemade miso soup that I just made. I ended up cutting up some broccoli using white onion and adding this into a pan and stirring it with avocado oil, and then I added a little bit of this garlic salt and kind of let it fry almost a little bit in the pan. And once it was where I needed it to be, I added this organic jasmine rice. I already had thrown it in the microwave and then I had some leftovers, so I put it in the pan. I used about half of this, and then I threw this miso ginger broth and really started to let all the flavors soak it up. I wish I had tofu to add in, but I didn't have that, but honestly it's fine. I then added a good spoonful of this crunchy chili onion from Trader Joe's, and it is literally so good. Like, the broth itself is good, but it needs a little bit of a kick, if you know what I mean. So I added that, and then also I did add like a splash of soy sauce as well. And then I topped it off with this seasoning and some Parmesan cheese. I already ate like half of this. It's just, you guys know, I start eating something, I'm like, whoa, this is really good. Didn't end up filming it, and then I need to share with you once I realize it's bomb. Literally, that soup was so good. You guys need to try it. But I need you guys to tell me if I'm acting like a brat, because I feel like you guys can keep me in check. Tell me why I had an endocrinologist appointment at 11 a.m. If you've ever had like an over the phone appointment, they will usually call you a little bit before to make sure you're checked in and things like that. They called me at 10:36 to check in for the appointment. I was like, yeah, all good. Doctor will like be calling you shortly. I'm like, cool. Turns 11 o'clock. I'm like, okay, normal, you know, couple minutes late, whatever. It turns to 11:17. I'm like, oh, okay, they might be like really backed up. That's totally fine. It hits 11:29. So I end up calling them back. I'm on hold for 17 minutes. Because it doesn't go directly to the office. It was like the line where you can like make an appointment or cancel an appointment. I'm like, is everything okay? Like, did they forget about me? I was like, because they called me at 10:36 to make sure that I was checked in, and they're like, oh, it says your appointment's at 11:30. Maybe I like missed the memo when it really was at 11:30, but also why would you call me at 10:36 to check in for my appointment? I'm like, in my head, I'm like, it's at 11. Like, I've had two confirming things that said it was at 11, like the call, but I was like, maybe in the back of my mind I had it wrong. But still, it doesn't make sense why they would call at like 10:36. They don't call by like 12, you know, let us know. And I was like, okay, but it took me 17 minutes to get to you guys on the phone. They're like, yeah, like, sorry, unfortunately that's the only way. I'm like, okay, whatever. It gets to 12:05. 12:05. Nobody has called me. Not only did I have a meeting before this call, but then I also have a meeting shortly after my appointment. So it's not like I can sit around, and I'm thinking like, thank God I work from home. How would that, like, I would have to reschedule. So I'm on the phone with them again, still on hold. There are over 10 people in front of me in the call. Luckily, they end up actually calling me at 12:13. 12:13, and I'm trying to like bite my tongue because I know it's not like the actual doctor's fault. Regardless, you are checking me in for my appointment at 10:36. You called me for my appointment at 12:13. In any case, that is insane. And say my appointment was still at 11:30, like how they apparently had it in there, which I know it was 11. Why would they call me at 10:36? You know what I mean? Like, I've had multiple phone appointments. They don't call me an hour before. It's usually like 10 minutes before my appointment. So at that point, I dropped it. Even if my appointment was at 11:30, why are you calling me at 12:13? My appointment should have been at 11:30. Like, I don't know. It sent me over the edge. I was trying so hard to be cool. You're gonna call me at 10:36 to check in for my appointment and telling me that the doctor is gonna be with me shortly. But then the doctor calls me at 12:13. My endocrinologist told me like, oh, you know, we'll just make sure that next time we get you in a time where it fits. My time fit. I said I had asked for an 11 a.m. appointment. My time does not fit 12:13 over an hour later. Is that not a saying? Or am I being over dramatic? Anyways, I think I'm gonna end the vlog here because it was just a lot. Obviously, like the beginning of the vlog was dang near like the end of February and it's now March. Kind of want the vlogs to be cohesive and not so all over the place. I guess I'll see you in my next one, and I think we might be doing a closet clean out. Again, I'm still not quite sure about that, but regardless, I will see you guys in the next video.